Most wavers are using the wrong brushes. I'm not saying that just to be dramatic. A lot of wavers are trying to get 360 waves using one brush, but it doesn't work like that. If you just got a fresh cut, you don't use the same brush as you would use when you're wolfing. But if your waves are thick and longer, you can't use the same brush you would use when you have a fresh cut. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to use a soft brush, when a medium brush would work best for you, and when it's time to pull out the hard brush. And the brushes that I'm using in this video are from the Elite Wave Kit on wavymerch.com. It comes with these 3 brushes, some wave growth hair oil, and 3 do-rags. So pretty much everything you need to take your 360 waves to that next level. Link will be in the bio. Before we even talk about soft brushes and medium brushes, we need to figure out why it matters. Your wave brush is the most important tool when trying to get 360 waves because it's your brush that's gonna lay down your curls to give you the 360 waves. But not every brush does the same thing. A soft brush is best for laying down those little frizzy hairs and for spreading product throughout your wave pattern. The medium brush is best used as your all-around brush. If you're brushing all day, your best bet is probably the medium brush. It still gets down to your scalp, but it doesn't hurt your head. And the hard brush is best used when you're wolfing. When your hair gets long to that point where a medium brush and a soft brush no longer works, that's when you use the hard brush and it helps maintain your wolf. So it's not about which brush is better than the other, it's about when to use each wave brush. And this is where wavers make mistakes. They buy one wave brush and they use that throughout their entire journey. But the issue with that is your hair doesn't stay the same length on your wave journey. When you get a fresh cut, your hair is low. As your hair starts to grow back, then you switch over to the medium. And then as you wolf for longer periods of time, now you need the hard brush. So if your hair is continuously changing lengths, it's important that you change your brush as your hair length changes. So let's start with the soft brush. This is the Inferno soft brush from Wavy Merch. A soft brush is best used when your hair is low, when you just got a fresh cut, or when you want to spread products throughout your wave pattern. The biggest mistake that people make is using the soft brush to try and do all the brushing. But that's not what this brush is best for. A soft brush is not meant to dig into your scalp and pull your waves from the root. It's meant to brush over the top of your wave pattern and just lay everything down. So if you just got a haircut, soft brush is perfect. This is the brush you want to use. But as your hair starts to grow back and you start wolfing, the soft brush isn't really that effective anymore. But that doesn't mean I don't use it when I'm wolfing. I'll start out with my hard brush or my medium brush, and then when I'm done brushing my pattern, I'll pull out my soft brush, and that's going to help lay everything back down. I also use the soft brush to spread product throughout my hair because the product sits in the boar bristles of the brush and you just brush through your waves and it just spreads the product back through your pattern. So I use this when I'm finishing my session or when I'm spreading products throughout my hair. But as your hair starts to get longer, the soft brush isn't that effective. That's when you pull out the medium brush. This is the Alaska Ice medium brush from Wavy Merch. For most wavers, the medium brush is probably gonna be your most used brush. If a waver were to ask me, Nick, what brush should I get to start my journey? I would definitely recommend the medium brush because you can use it when your hair is short and you can also use it as your hair starts to grow and it gets a bit longer. Now you may not be able to use it when your hair is at a full wolf, but it's still gonna be effective enough to pull your waves and it's still gonna do some good work on your wave pattern. The Alaska Ice medium handle brush is perfect for your day-to-day, everyday brush session. So if I had to recommend one brush, it would be a medium brush. As you continue your wolf journey, your hair is gonna get longer. You've been wolfing for so long. The medium brush just doesn't do it anymore. That's when you have to pull out the hard brush. This is the Yellow Thunder hard brush from Wavy Merch. It's a 7-row brush. And the good thing about this hard brush is that it reaches down into your scalp and it pulls your waves from the root. So when your hair gets longer and thicker, a medium brush and a soft brush just doesn't get down to your scalp, but a hard brush does. It gets down to your scalp, you're able to pull your waves from the root and it's gonna help maintain your wolf and you'll be able to wolf so much longer. And that's why hard brushes are so important because wolfing is how you get deeper 360 waves. Waves are just laid down curls. The longer you grow your hair, the curlier it becomes. But the curlier and longer your hair gets, you need a harder brush to pull it. A hard brush that's able to reach your scalp, I can't stress it enough, is super important. And I actually use hard brushes most of the time because my waves are always wolfing. As you can see right now, my hair is pretty long, so my most popular brush that I'm using is a hard brush. But there's a mistake that wavers make. They'll buy a hard brush and they're gonna try and use it when they have a fresh cut. And all that's gonna do is cause excruciating pain to your scalp. Only use the hard brush when your hair is long and it's thick and it needs something that's gonna pull your hair from the root. Don't use it when you have a fresh cut. This is a serious brush. You have to be careful. Now let's break this down on hair length. If you just got a fresh cut, definitely use a soft brush. It's gonna graze over the top of your waves. It's not gonna hurt your scalp. And also, if you wanna spread product throughout your waves, the soft brush is the best brush to do that. As your waves continue to grow, the soft brush may not be as effective. That's where you pull out the medium brush. Your hair is longer now, it's thicker. You need something that has more pull. This is where the medium brush becomes perfect. You're able to brush with it frequently because it doesn't hurt your scalp and it still has enough pull to maintain your waves. Now, as your waves get to that stage of wolfing, this is where you pull out the hard brush, because now you need a brush that's gonna reach your scalp, pull your waves from the root, and really lay down your hair because it's much longer now. Now let's talk about hair texture. Now, if you have a softer hair texture, I'm talking maybe like a 2, a 3 on the curl pattern chart, a soft brush would work great for you because you don't have thick hair like that. The soft brush can just brush your waves and it's so much easier to maintain. Now, if your hair texture is a bit tighter, I'll probably have to say a medium brush because you could still use it when your hair is short, but it still has enough strength to pull your hair. Now, if you have thicker hair texture and soft brushes just don't work, I would definitely recommend a hard brush. The tighter your curl pattern is, you're gonna need a brush that has more pull, and that's where a hard brush works perfectly. Just because your hair specializes with a certain brush, I'm not saying to only use that type of brush. I'm saying that might be your favorite and your most popular one, but each bristle strength brush has a use in your journey. So when you have that fresh cut, you're using the soft brush, you're using it to lay down your pattern. As your hair starts to grow, you switch over to the medium, and then when your hair reaches that length where it's just way too long, you pull out the hard. So every brush works perfectly when it's time for it to be used, and you just have to figure out when that time is. Now let's talk about mistakes wavers make when deciding which brush to use. Mistake number 1 is using a soft brush for everything. When your hair gets longer, the soft brush just doesn't work anymore. Then you're gonna be brushing, your hair's not getting trained, and then you're gonna wanna give up because your waves just look messy now and you're not seeing any wave progress. So don't use the soft brush all the time. Mistake number 2 is using the hard brush too early. This is a surefire way to cause scalp irritation. You don't need a hard brush to reach your scalp when you don't have thickness in your hair. Use the hard brush when your hair is longer and your hair is much thicker and you need a brush to reach the root to pull the waves. Mistake number 3 is not changing your brush as you go along your journey. When you have a fresh cut, it's easy to use a soft brush, but your hair's gonna get thicker. You need a harder brush now. That's when you pull out the medium. But it's gonna get to a point now where the medium just doesn't work as effectively anymore. It's not reaching the scalp. Then you switch to the hard. So don't stick with one brush. Make sure you monitor your waves and see how your hair is growing and determine which brush to use based on your hair length. Mistake number 4 is not brushing in the mirror. If you brush randomly and you don't see exactly what you're doing, you're gonna create forks because you might brush, let me give you an example. You might brush your top like this, but then later on in the day, you might brush it like this. And when you have that confusion, your waves won't know which way to lay. So use a mirror so you can really see exactly what you're doing. And mistake number 5 is not wearing a do-rag. Anytime you're finished brushing, make sure you put on your do-rag. It's gonna lay down your hair, it's gonna save your progress. So then when you take your do-rag off, your waves are gonna be on spin. So now you understand why I say it's important you need to have multiple brushes, and that's why I made the Elite Wave Kit. It comes with the 3 brushes, the Inferno Soft Brush, the Alaska Ice Medium, and the Yellow Thunder Hard Brush. And this wave kit covers each stage of your wave pattern. We also have the Wave Growth Oil and 3 do-rags. So you have everything in this Elite Wave Kit to take your waves to that next level. The link is gonna be in the description. So I guess my final piece of advice is you just have to study your waves. You need to really look at what your waves are doing, how your hair is growing, and the reaction that your hair has when using specific brushes. If your wave brush is no longer being effective, that probably means you need to use a different type of brush. To give a quick recap, when your hair is short, you can use a soft brush. When your hair is a little bit longer and it doesn't have that fresh cut sensation anymore, switch over to the medium brush. And then when you enter that wolf stage where your hair is super long and nothing you're doing is brushing your waves, switch over to that hard brush, and then you have the full system. And that's how you can manage your 360 waves from beginning to end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys press the like button, post a comment if you have any ideas of what you want me to cover next. Hit the subscribe button. And if you need any wave products, go to wavymerch.com. We have everything: brushes, do-rags, wave cream, oil, all of that. So catch you guys in the next video.